to turn your mics on. If it starts feeding back, then we'll work on that. But I want to call the meeting to order. It's 5 o'clock. I'm going to ask Alderman Jones if he will lead us in prayer. Then I ask Vice Mayor Officer if he'll lead us in the pledge right after that.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this time together. Help us to make wise decisions. Help us to look at the needs of our citizens and put them first. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
You would please stand as you're able, come to proper salute, and join me in pledge allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any comments or questions or changes? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Second item is ordinance number 23-963 to amend Title 18, Chapter 1, Section 103 of the Sparta Municipal Code regarding sewer grinder pumps, second and final reading.
Motion to approve.
Motion and second. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment. Bob brought up a concern that in the ordinance that there isn't a section in there that tells when, after it is installed, it becomes property of the city. So we have section 104 that Alton is looking at right now to make some updates to that we'll have to amend. And so I'll have Alton address that. And Dillard had said it can anywhere from a year to 3 years to make sure that nothing's gonna happen. And so we'll get with Alton, and if we need to make that amendment, we can amend it when we amend section 104.
Wait, I thought that was the purpose of this, is so that we didn't assume ownership of the grinder pumps.
No, it was not assuming ownership of the grinder pumps, but the sewer line itself.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Is that correct, Bob?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're saying once the sewer's put in,
There's a waiting period usually, and then we accept
Right.
it. It becomes part of ours, and any future repairs will be the cost of the city.
Right. So my question is, do we need to hold off on this and table it
can.
until next meeting?
We can, but if we do and he needs to move forward with
Okay.
something, we can always go back and amend that, but it takes 2 readings to amend it, or we can wait one more, find out from Alton and wait one more board meeting and get it done.
I'm gonna ask our attorney,
I would probably wait one more time. Yeah.
and I wanna ask Bob if you will address that and think, will waiting affect you 2 more weeks?
No, sir. Waiting won't affect me at all, but it was something that I noticed in the, reading the ordinance, that question came up, and thought it would probably be wise for us to address it now, because I just want to make confirmation that at some point, the city would assume ownership
Right.
in the road or the right of way, and just that probably, reading through it, would probably need to be stated in this circumstance.
I think that's a legitimate, and I thank you for noticing that. Good eyes on that. So I'm gonna entertain that I get a motion to table this until our next meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Travis
So we
McBride.
need to have
You
them
need to
rescind their
rescind
motion.
it. Yeah, you gotta rescind it.
You can table it.
Can't you table it?
Can't we table it and then it brought back, and then the motion is the same, that we approve it?
I think we'd rescind it, right, if we're going by the Roberts rules.
Okay.
That's what you got.
All right, I'm gonna ask Alderman Jones to, was it you? Who was?
I made the motion.
Would you rescind your motion?
To rescind it?
Yes.
To the next meeting?
I make a motion to rescind my motion.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay, so, and who seconded it?
Rescind the session.
All right, and so then we will move this to the next agenda item, or the next meeting. All right. Number 3, under purchasing, approve the low bid for the purchase of metal poles for the electric department, in amount of $27,106 from Power Supply Company.
So moved.
Motion and second. Any comments or questions from Belva? Normal procedure? Any discussion, questions? Roll call vote.
Alderman Floyd,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman McBride.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Officer.
Yes.
Alderman Payne. Mayor Lowry.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Number 4, approve the low bid of purchase of 6 street light poles and LEDs from Power Supply in the amount of $13,000 to be paid out of State Street Aid Fund.
Motion to approve.
Motion and a second. Does everyone know what State Street Aid Fund is? And if you don't, would you like to know? Tanya?
State Street Aid money is money that we get from the fuel that's used, and the state takes their portion, they give us ours. We are only allowed to use it for, street lights, sidewalks, paving of streets, curbs, gutters, things. So, and we budgeted money in State Street Aid, that pays our street light bill every month, and so it, through the summer, accumulates a little bit more, cause street lights aren't on as long, so that we can use it to do some street light pole replacements and things like that.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman McBride.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Officer.
Yes.
Alderman Payne. Alderman Floyd.
Yes.
Mayor Lowry.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item, approve the low bid for CCTV for the CDBG sewer grant to Pipeworks Plus. A lot of numbers and letters and things in there. Amount of $68,750.
This was done, Alton and them did it. You can see the huge range. The low bid was $68,750. The high bid was $592,000.
I was wondering about why that huge discrepancy? Are we gonna get something that's not gonna work right at the 68, or are they just?
No, that company has worked for us before, and I met with him here, and he's comfortable with the price. The one that bid $592,000 was just thinking
Didn't want to
maybe
bid.
nobody else will put in for it, and think that we're crazy enough to pay that.
Right.
So
Any motion and second. Any comments, questions, discussion?
This is also gonna be paid for out of CDBG grant funds.
Yes. All right, roll call vote.
Alderman McBride.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Officer.
Yes.
Alderman Payne. Alderman Floyd.
Yes.
Alderman Jones.
Yes.
Mayor Lowry.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item, number 6, approve the solicitation of bids for the purchase of a 300 horsepower motor and vertical pump for the water plant. We've talked about this several times. Got a motion?
Second.
And a second.
Who's second?
Travis. Any discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 7, same thing, approve the solicitation of bids for street striping. Motion and a second, and we've discussed this several times. Any questions or comments? They'll deal with the company when they'll start, if they,
well, we have to bid it out first.
right, I know, but I just curious.
Usually
if they-
they're pretty quick about coming after
Okay.
we do it. So it's just a couple weeks probably.
I just think it's good that we get with this new, especially the ones we paid, and we get the striping on them. It just looks better.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8 on the agenda, approve the low bid for police vehicles that bid August 15, 2023. And I'm going to ask Nick Dunn if he will stand up, and I'm requesting that we don't.
Motion and second first?
No, I'm requesting that we don't accept any of these bids, and I'll let you explain why.
I agree with the mayor. So, the state bid does not come out, the state contract doesn't come out in October for the dealerships. Those are, what I anticipate, are way higher than what the state contract price is gonna be. So I don't recommend going with that right now anyway. I'd like to wait and see what the state contract price is, and that comes out in October, I believe, is when that gets finished.
What had happened, Nick, we talk about letting local people bid. That's what happened. We allowed local people to bid. None of the people in Sparta bid, is that correct?
That's correct.
No one put a bid in. The bids come in very high, so we look at state bid, and we think we can save the city another $10,000 to $15,000 possibly on a car.
Correct.
So that's why I'm asking for no action on that. Do we need
We
a,
need to reject them, we don't need to table it. If
Yeah.
we table it, we have to come back to it. Okay.
so a
Well,
motion
if
to
it fails
reject?
get a motion, then we just die
A
on
motion
that.
to reject.
You don't need to do anything.
Well, she's made a motion to
Oh.
reject
Ma-
it.
Motion to, we have a motion to reject.
You can do that too.
I need a second to,
Second.
got a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Motion to reject, do I need to roll call that or no? Motion to reject these bids. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, do we need to turn back around and open it back up for bids? Or just wait? Okay, we've already done that. All right, number 9, report from department heads. You see the list, you've got that packet. Granny soft serve ice cream is making progress. Burger King, Walmart, plans for a new improved pickup areas. And Del Toro Apartments is coming along well. Any questions? Electric department. You'll see the list of stuff there in your packet. Any questions for electric? None. Police department. Any questions for police department? Did the Alice training go good with the schools, and we're still doing the elementary schools next, or we finished them?
I think they finished them already.
Okay,
They did one per day.
okay,
Oh, they shuffled it through pretty quick,
good.
the elementary. But it went well.
Is that like emergency response type stuff for the kids to know what to do and,
It's mainly for teachers,
oh, okay.
what to do in the event of a active violence event.
It's really good. Our church held it. I recommend it to all the churches, and it's really neat. They'll come in and do it for organizations. It's really good.
And it's free training too.
That's right. All right, Public Works. Any question for Public Works? A lot going on. Just a quick update. Dillard, did we get the handrails picked up today or tomorrow maybe?
Yes, we got them picked up. They have a coat of paint on them, but we're gonna paint those with
Okay.
some, enamel paint. So it'll be sometime next week before we
Okay.
get them put up.
Good deal. Thank you. Also, hey, I had a question about the basketball goals over there at, people questioning why it's where it's at. Would you explain why that court is, the goal is on the side by the parking lot when they shoot versus on the other side?
Because when we went out there, we hit some rock originally when we built the pad. We had Rogers come in and pave it. Got out there a couple weeks ago to put the goal post in, and there's a huge rock. I mean, it's huge, and there's no way to drill through it and concrete it in. So the only way to make it work was to go to the other side where the sidewalk is and install the ball goal on that side, because we don't have a drill to go through rock. Even the electric truck has to have some sort of bank to drill. So I don't know what it would cost to put the ball goal in the ground in that limestone rock, so we put it on the other side.
So
Could
we're,
we put some type of net or something behind it to keep the balls?
Yeah, I had talked to Jerry about putting the fence up on the sidewalk side.
Yeah.
But we just we got the paint this week to paint the lines out there, so we're not completely finished yet, but that's why the goal post
Right.
is on the other side.
Okay, good.
Fire chief is out today, out this week, and I don't know if there's any questions we can address them. Did you see his report?
I'd like to say who got stuck in the elevator.
Somebody get stuck in the elevator?
On Maple,
Oh.
West Maple Street.
Oh, well, yeah. It ain't gonna be me, 'cause I ain't getting on one. I tell you that right there.
I don't know, that's what I've been
Phew.
trying to tell you. But that's what it says.
Yeah, they do. Yep. City administrator report, you see there's a lot going on, and Tanya does a great job of just keeping us informed with that. I don't know if you need to ask any questions for that. If you do, now's the time.
I'll give you a update on our caboose, cause that's on there, and the things have changed since the report. Jim has been very diligent in finding us somebody, so the last meeting, y'all approved that we got it sandblasted and primed, and as you can see, it's all one color, it's a primer color. We've been trying to find somebody to give us some quotes to paint it. Nobody wants to touch it, nobody wants to look at it. This guy that came, Kai, he loves Sparta, and he said he will come out of painting retirement to paint the caboose for us, and he gave us a quote, of $2,800, paint included, to paint the caboose, and here is kind of an example that you have on at your desk of what the colors that it'll be, and then it'll be up to y'all to decide the writing that you're gonna wanna be. So, he said to give it about a month or so for the primer to set, and then he will come back and do the red coat and the black for us.
And speaking of that, I had talked to Tommy Dearmore about doing the lettering today, Tanya, and he said he would be happy to do it.
So y'all can be thinking of something you wanted to say.
I think I think we need to send out a couple. Be looking online at caboose colors. I think the red and the black is cool. And I saw one today that had like a yellow circle on it and like Santa Fe or something on it. But with that said, I thought it would be neat if we had the Tennessee star emblem right there on it with 38583 across the side of it. I don't remember whose idea that was. Was that your idea? 38583 and then Sparta, Tennessee below it in smaller, but the 38583 really big. And I think we make that nice, it'd be a pretty good little photo op spot for people to go in.
Since we're talking about the booth, let's talk about lighting for the booth after it gets done. Either spotlights or lighting it up for Christmas, or anyone got any thoughts on that?
I like Christmas lights.
Huh?
I like Christmas lights.
Lit up at Christmas or just some kind of light shining on it, you know,
Yep.
at night, whether it be solar or.
I think we need to have that anyway, just lights shining up on it.
Yes.
And I don't know, Belva, I guess you need to look at,
Street department will do that.
or street department to look at some kind of lighting to put in the ground, or I don't know if we need to have it.
You can do solar probably if you did LED or something.
They could look at.
I don't know if that's. Okay, all right.
It would be neat to have the lights kind of like, you know how you put on a house, so it would reflect, so at night when you come up, you could see it, and also have some even in the oak tree, so as soon as you come up to Sparta, you could see it, and it would be bright, and it would show up.
If you wanna know my wish list, is to have a car lot flag. Y'all don't know about a car lot flag?
Yeah.
Big ones, a big flag. A big pole up there with a spotlight on it up there somewhere close, and some picnic tables where people can go up there and sit and enjoy, walk the track or whatever, and sit up there, and I think that'd be a neat addition up there, but that's a wish list.
What car lot are you gonna advertise on your flag?
No, yeah,
Oh, the US flag.
yeah, I want a big US
Big-
flag,
one of those big American flags.
Or a Tennessee flag.
big flag. We have Tennessee on the thing. I'm pro-America. Oh, me. All right, that's right. All right, any questions for Tanya? All right, this time set aside new business. Any new business that needs to be discussed?
I'd like to bring up, we need to do something with the building up there next to the Senior Citizen Center. Either sell it, tear it down, let's get it out of our hair. Anyone got any thoughts on that?
You know, the thought is, there's a couple thoughts. Number one, we demolish it and have an open spot there that the open lot and put that up for sale for developers or whatever. Or, we demolish it and use that spot to put some pickleball courts and some things for the senior citizens and stuff that's there. Maybe a little more recreation stuff over there on that side of town. Foursquare Court, Bobby, if you want
Yeah,
a
I
Foursquare
want
Court. He's dating himself now. But that would be good. Or we put it up for auction just like it sets. I mean, but that's something to be thinking about. Your thoughts?
I don't have any, it doesn't matter to me what you do, it's fallen down.
Yeah, to let it set right now
And
is,
we have insurance on it, we just cut the utilities off of it not long ago. It's just,
and Dillard, did we look at them trees behind it? Did we discuss that, or Belva, did we discuss that?
Yeah, we cut the one tree 2 months ago, the dead tree, and the other trees are alive, and we don't really go out and cut live trees.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you guys want them cut, we'll cut them, but,
Well,
they're not hurting anything. So they're good trees. We
Oh,
cut all the
they're
dead limbs
huge.
off the other one that was there. So,
I'm sure I climbed them at one time.
yeah, probably.
Well,
Well-
can we have it surveyed and just put it up for sale or auction and see how that goes?
I tell you what, let's don't take any action, discuss it. I mean, talk about it, decide what you need, what you, just look at our options.
Yes,
Go-
I agree.
Everybody go out there and look at it. We can get you a key sometime, Tanya, get with Tanya, and go out there and look in it, go through it, and y'all decide what you wanna do, and then we will come back and discuss it, and then, take some action. Is that okay with everybody? But it does, the longer we go, the worse it gets. So, any other new business?
we just got our bill for our paving, and we looked at our budget, and we still have some money left to do some paving. So Dillard went and looked, and there is some roads that can be paved without having the utilities done under them. And Rogers Group has said they're close and they wouldn't charge us to mobilization to come back. And so with your approval, and we also have some roads that don't need paving, but they need sealing. Some of the parking lots and stuff around Liberty Square, Dillard has a list, he's went and looked at a list of some, so we thought about taking bids for that, so.
Yeah, the seal coating we're talking about is the parking lot right here outside the building, on the other side of the courthouse, all that underneath the pavilion, at Metcalf Park, and then the, parking lot at the Civic Center. To reseal take bids on that and restripe it, let a contractor come in and do it, because, we don't have the means to seal that much and then restripe it. They could do it they could close this side off in a day, close that side off a day, so it would be, and it needs to be done. There's no reason to mill all that up and,
Right.
put new pavement out there.
Is this a either or? Is this either we're gonna seal and stripe, or are we going to pave? Or is it,
No,
let's do it all?
There's no reason to pave all the roads in Sparta
Right.
for this next 8 years, because there's a lot of these streets that are still good. The pavement here is still good. I say we just seal coat it and stripe it, and you're done. So there are some streets that we don't need to pave, in the city.
I was told a long time ago, if you're proactive and you seal the streets and keep them updated, that, I mean, the longevity of the street is double to what it's.
We did that a couple years ago on South Young. If anybody goes down through there, fill in the cracks. We did that, I think Randy White did that work for us. It's been 4 or 5 years ago.
So do you don't want a motion to?
Yeah, we need a
look
motion
into
to do that, yes.
I'll motion that we
Motion that we take
some
bids for it,
look
yes.
into
Yeah.
how many roads we need to pave and how far the money will go on.
Okay, well, the roads are different. We still have a price for roads.
Oh, okay.
And it's
So-
within the time that we can use the bid that Rogers gave us, so we can
Yeah.
go ahead and get Rogers.
So that won't come out of the same money,
It is
Oh.
the same money,
Okay.
yeah.
But we're gonna try to do both.
Yeah.
But
both.
we
Seal-
do have to take bids to do the seal coating.
So we need 2 different motions.
Yes, you could do it.
Well, we just
too.
need one motion to seal coat and pave, right?
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any more questions or discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Hey, while we're on, you mentioned Metcalf Park. I've noticed, and I've got a couple complaints about overnight parking, and the owner of the parking their lawnmowers and things under there and blocking some of the parking. Does anyone else get any complaints or discussions about that? Okay.
That's what these are for. I asked Nick yesterday to go through last night at 10 o'clock and see if there's any cars parked in there. And they tagged the ones that was in there last night with one of these. And we were gonna do it again tonight, to make sure, because there's 3 over there that has been there for, well, 2 for a long time.
At least 2 or 3 or 4 months or longer.
Yes. But then there was one parked there overnight, and then we moved our signs. They were in the pavilion only, but we moved them at the entrances of both, one coming off Wall Street and one coming off of Maple. So when you go in, it is posted, no overnight parking. So that's.
Do we know they're local owners, or can we reach out to them? I know that's a little bit over, or should we, or just ticket it, and then if they don't see it?
Well, when you put this on there, they have 72 hours to move, or I think Nick said it's the protocol to give them a ticket possibly. I'll let him read it.
So the state law 72 hours, that counts as roadway, and I don't know exactly, I didn't print it. The city ordinance, it's 9407. Any vehicle left parked on any street or alley for more than 72 hours shall be presumed to have been abandoned if the owner cannot be located after a reasonable investigation. I've directed the officers to go over there and have them move the vehicles after the last board meeting, and you can see they're still over there. So what we'll do.
So you've already talked to the owners?
The officers
Okay.
have
All right, good.
supposed to have went and spoke to them. This is the first option. The second option is a parking citation. Third option is tow and impound, if y'all are good with that. But it has to be posted, no overnight parking before we can.
Well, and I'll just shoot straight with all of y'all. I'm getting complaints that there are times when there are people over there sleeping in their cars at night, and
The officers have been directed on the parks
So-
too, and that's something we need to get with. The 10 o'clock is when the parks close. Anybody in the park after 10 o'clock is told to leave. They've all been told that, all my night shift.
all right. So we'll take that right now. I was thinking about that when you mentioned it. So, all right. Thank you for being proactive with that. Any other new business? Any unfinished business? None. This time, any citizen like to speak to us? Noah, you don't want to talk to us? All right. Well, I tried. Bob, you want to say anything to us? There you go. All right. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right. You are dismissed.